Today, I would like to talk about practicing effectively. Now, this is a vast topic and it's very difficult to include everything in one video. And so today I will focus on how to learn or practice the notes correctly, playing all the correct notes. Now, there are three things I would like to bring your attention to. The first is choreography, how we're going to move our hands. And the second thing is mind over fingers. So, choreography. Much like a dancer, we as pianists, we must map out exactly what we want to do with our hands, from point A to point B throughout the entire piece. Now, what I mean by that is from one note to the next note. Let's say a Chopin Etude. For the entire piece, I want to know exactly what to do with my hands. One of the most common mistakes that I see people make, including myself sometimes, I'm guilty as well, is that when I'm playing the notes, what's the next note? Oh. So you see my hand is searching for the next note. Now, why is that so bad? Because you're training your hand to do the wrong motion. But what you need to do instead is to slow it down a lot, so that your hand, your fingers know exactly what they need to do. Instead of searching for it. The reason for that is because if you're searching for it, your brain does not discriminate the information it receives. So what it does is that the brain absorbs this information. So every time when you play the same passage, the brain will tell you, hey, that is how you learned the first time. So right now, I'm gonna ask your fingers to search for the notes again. And you absolutely do not want that. That's why you want to practice perfectly, slowly and carefully. Now, that brings us to the second point, mind over fingers. Now, why do we want to practice slowly? It is because it allows our brain to have the time to register all the information. You know, especially playing the piano, there's so much information: dynamics, your tone color, the gestures, everything, right? So, the best way to go about it is to visualize what you're about to play. So after you visualize, visualize meaning you picture what you're gonna do in your head, how much weight you're gonna put in, what kind of tone color you're gonna produce, all the elements of playing the piano. Think about it in your head before you touch the notes. Okay, so for example, when I'm playing, let's use the Chopin Etude as an example again. So when I'm playing, actually in my mind I was thinking, okay, how much weight am I gonna put in? What kind of characters do I wanna produce? So I'm thinking about all these things. Now it might seem overwhelming at first, so what you can do is pick one element to focus on. Let's say I'm gonna focus on the sound, right? And the second time you can focus, let's say I wanna focus on the dynamics. And then the third time you can say I wanna focus on the fingering. And then as you keep practicing, things will become more natural, and that will free up your brain and give it more space to think about other things. So it's kind of like building layers of information. So remember two things: map out what you want to do with your hands, know exactly what your hands are going to do, and the second thing is to visualize before you play. And so I hope these two tips will really help you in your practicing. I know they will, because they definitely change my practice significantly. And so I hope you like this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in our next one.